Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition replay. So on the bottom left side as the red Malians, we have Vaurion. On the top left side as the cyan Malians, we have p4rTY3oY. Let's go ahead and take a look at both this player's civilization bonuses. Of course, got Malians and infantry civilization. Buildings cost 15% less wood. Barracks students get +1 pierce armor per age. Starting feudal age. Villagers drop off 15% more gold. That's pretty good. Unique unit is a Gabedo. Gabedo is like a fast-moving, melee-throwing axe raider person. Unique text is a Tigi. Ounces can fire arrows when ungarrisoned. That's okay. Nothing really too spectacular. And of course got Fombia. Cavalry get +5 attack, which actually is quite nice. Universities work 80% faster. That could be quite handy indeed. For its opponents, civilization opponents, of course we got the Malians, an infantry civilization. Buildings cost 50% less wood. Barracks unit gets 1 more pierce armor per age, and does enough of that stupid joke there. We do of course have, looks like a nice little wall in there on the wood line. Scout cavalry advancing forward. I don't know where Science Scout cavalry is just yet. Oh, it's right in front of me. We have feudal age now being researched by red. Blue should have, oh no, that's science. And I think red just got his as well at the same time. So we've got the same build order, and oops, I was not paying attention there. Speaking about not same build order, we've got 1 quick kill there on the villager, and we do have another 4 militia as well. My apologies for not realizing there's gonna be a militia rush. Or a man-at-arms rush. Man-at-arms trying to get some good damage down to these villagers. And now the villager's gonna try to fire the man-at-arms. Villager's getting some good melee damage. Spearman advancing forward. Gets some good pokes there on the scout cavalry. And another man-at-arms does go down, but so does a villager. Currently villager count, science down by 3 compared to his opponent. And also science not been collecting resources for quite some time for most of those villagers. This villager will be hunted down and will be killed off. We've still got 3 man-at-arms here, all of them quite wounded. And looks like he may be going back on in. Scout advancing forward will get some damage there onto one of the villagers. Spearman now going to be hit by these man-at-arms. Very nice. And do now have a fresh scout. Does get the kill there on that scout cavalry. I could have sworn that Spearman was going to hit one of those man-at-arms. And does get a nice double kill there at the town center. And the last man-at-arms will go down. Now I do have a handful of scouts been floating out. That does give red an idea of what his opponent's going for, seeing those scouts. Of course now we do have some archers being employed out by red now. Signs also going for more scout cavalry. And over here we do have more villagers and archers. Gonna fast forward a little bit more since both sides now just eyeing to eco up. Cyan, does he not, may not even know Fog of War. He knows about the barracks there, so I'm not sure why he actually went down south here to scout. He knows about this barracks, or maybe not, maybe some sort of bug with the replay where he may have the region passed through once before, but he may not actually realize that that may have been popped up because the replay, how to put it. He had the area scouted out. Switching back and forth between the players may have caused it to be a false positive when it comes to the replay. But either way, do have a bit of walls being pulled out. Looks like one of Red's villagers will go down. Red does have a 3 villager advantage. Villagers starting to shank the scout cavalry, getting some good damage on that one. One scout cavalry was shanked to death. These other scouts are going to fight it out. Does take on another villager there. Another scout cavalry does go down. And it looks like these villagers are not being tasked properly now. Another villager goes down, and Cyan's at 25 villagers. I thought Cyan had more. Oh wait, Cyan did have more villagers, and we also got the archers and a spearman here as well. So both sides are attacking each other. I'm too busy looking to fight in front of us to realize it's also now villagers killing their forces. When I noticed the villager counts going down for Cyan when it should be even out. So both sides are losing a lot of villagers. These villagers need to get back to town center. We got a spearman and archer here. The spearman should be able to get some good damage there. So does town center. All the scouts are now down. Up here, we've got the spearmen and archers. Does take out another scout cavalry. 26 villager count, so it is quite even at the moment. Equally bloody. And now we've got the scouts advancing forward. Got a handful of skirmish as well. Scouts having trouble. They're tasking the wrong unit. They got another scout as well. All those scouts did not do much whatsoever. Spearmen are going to be poking at the skirmishers, showing them this is how you use a spear at close range. The skirmishers are refusing to listen. They are going to throw some spears into the archers now. Does avoid that one, but does get killed off there. But when the skirmishers do go down, we do have fletching for cyan, and we do have fletching for red. And most of the villagers are going to get some shanking done. Luckily, these scouts or archers do not have any sort of armor. I love how it has like no armor, no pierce armor, but they're actually wearing some sort of chest plate, right? Or maybe that's just some sort of fabric. Can't really zoom in any further. Eh, never mind. Nope. Looks like I got a line here. The line may get some noms on these forces. I do got a big force of archer spearmen being put up by red. Has regrouped and now makes its way forward. Does have 3 spearmen, should ward away any sort of scout cavalry, and 9 archers, a sizable force. All enough to deal with these skirmishers. They do have 3 pierce armor. The archers, of course, have 5 damage, so they will do 2 damage per arrow hit. And with this 9 archers here, that will be up to 18 damage per volley, so they should be able to 2-shot the skirmishers, barring misses and all that sort. Of course, villagers are not going to like seeing these archers there. Villagers have 2 pierce armor, so they will say sustain 40 damage or 3 damage per arrow. Spearman trying to get these scout cavalry. Spearman also absorbing a lot of arrow hits for his archers. Now, it's like the best thing to absorb arrow hit or skirmisher hits, but better than the archers, I guess, at this point. That's going inside the town center with some archers and spearmen as well. Does get those military units out of the town center. And these archers advance forward. We'll find an opening near the wood line. No, it's not a full opening, but a good enough opening to get these villagers. Now they're pinned in this region. He may just fight out. Though he's getting some great damage there. Takes out Blue's archers as well, or Cyan's archers. And now scouts coming forward. We'll find these forces here. And wait, somehow one of these archers managed to get in there. He must have bugged out, and because it looks like right now he's standing on the lumber mill. Yeah, he's standing in the lumber mill, so he's sort of bugged out a little bit. Which is actually very important, though the skirmishers can, of course, hit them. These other forces need to advance forward. But this, and the villager can't stab him because he's inside the lumber mill. Though he did only miss out a couple bullets, shanks there from the villager. I don't think it really made a big difference because the villager's still wounded. Just probably a little bit more wounded. No additional units were killed because of that bug. Skirmishers and archers advancing forward with a scout cavalry. I do got a bit of a wall off here. A full wall off. Given enough time, it'll be a fully constructed wall off. And just go ahead and destroy those. Oh, there's a hole there. I wanted that on purpose and oversight because it can be really hard to see these holes. These villager needs to get back on the far side of the gold and collect gold away from all the arrow fire and spear fire. It's going to be patching up that palisade wall now. That was definitely an oversight. And now the scout says, "Let me in." Now trying to take on this house. This house is putting up a good fight, but will go down given enough time. And we do have a watchtower here. The watchtower should provide good coverage in this inlet. Enclave? No. I'm trying to think what a big round area would be. Peninsula? A peninsula of the walls? Enough of that. It'll have good coverage. Firing some arrows now. These guys are trying to transition down south. This area is fully walled up. Yes, it is. Now it's going to be focused on this palisade wall. Won't be able to repair it up all too well for all the supporting arrow fire. He's getting the close range to deny any repairs. So pushing forward this way will result in him to walk into the town center fire. But you have a reinforcing house now being blown out, and we do have a castle age now plotted by red. We got wheelbarrow on the build queue for Cyan. Let's see what red has on the build queue. Bloodlines, not what's it called? Knights. You can get knights, you can get cavaliers eventually. And Cyan maybe design to back off. Knows his opponent is on the castle age, and we do also got a sizable assault coming out here. Crossbow and Bodkin arrow being researched now. Do have a handful of defensive archers here, but against crossbow and Bodkin arrow, that is going to be a severe disadvantage. Bodkin arrow just got completed. There's crossbow. We'll start firing some bolts into these villagers now, but largely missing. After those archers are standing still. It's great damage there, plus some high ground damage. Villagers getting hit now. Finds another villager there. And right now, Cyan's down only 30 villagers. Ooh, that had to be an oversight of him not building enough villagers, because red has a better age, a higher age, and more villagers. That had to have been a failure of macro by Cyan. Is it called macro for producing villagers? That's usually the term macro for producing military units. I'm not sure if macro is the right term for villagers, but either way, you get the idea. I think Cyan let that slip. And now red will have access to more town centers soon enough, and his villager production queue should go up quite quickly. Handful of wall segments going down. Going to be securing this gold mine with the town center. And we have these knights advancing forward, trying to get some good damage there onto these scouts. There's a lot of fire coming out of those knights. They can withstand a bit of a beating there. A number of these scouts are going down. The last one will go down now. Now the archers will be next. Got more knights streaming on forward. These forces, Cyan's force, while superior in number, not superior in quality by far. You now have a spearman finally advancing forward. Does get one poke there. And red's knights will go ahead and fall back. We have another pair of knights being on the build queue as well. Cyan's still just saying feudal age. I'm not sure what Cyan was doing. He has a very, very poor villager count. He's poor in technology. Something happened, maybe. Did I miss him losing a bunch of villagers to a raid? Down south, we've got the spearman engaged by the knight, and unupgraded spearman will actually have trouble with his knights, even though it is the counter unit. We do now have castle age on the build queue for Cyan, but that's still not very acceptable. And red's going to just go ahead and back on out of there. Pop's just seeing a little bit too much force there. Want to keep his knights alive. Reinforce the knights advance force, so he'll be up to 5 knights. So some of these forces are getting cleaned on up. Skirmishers can't do much versus knights. They currently have 3 pierce armor, and those skirmishers will have 3 or 4 damage, which is not very good. None of these farms are getting... doesn't have enough wood for the farms. Some of these villagers are going to be spotted and sliced up a bit. Got a knight down here engaging. These knights advancing up north. And this scout will go down to the knight, and the knight is going to run away, receiving a lot of arrow fire. And looks like he will manage to escape on out there. Nope, he just gets moved out of there and dies. Another knight does go down. Knights are getting some good damage there. Takes out another villager. Red now has 63 villagers. Cyan has 26. How? I know Red's doing a good job of killing off villagers, but Cyan, he is not performing at all. More of Red Knights advancing forward and does stop the deployment there of a house, was it? Yep, or a palisade wall. And now these knights want to have some free reign on these villagers. Villagers can't stand and fight on these knights. They just get crushed. Knights are falling on back now. We do have these knights advance forward, trying to get some good damage on these infantry units. Spearman advance forward. He needs pikemen. Cyan's now down to 20 villagers, as Bone's 70 and losing even more. I don't think there's any way for Cyan to get back in this game. Going to fast forward a little bit. This is the knight trying to chop this lumber camp. It does go down there. Red's getting a large force of knights now deployed out of the field, and we do have a big wave of crossbowmen. These knights, however, probably should be able to deal with the crossbowmen no problem. We do have +1 pierce armor, so they have 3 pierce armor versus 7 attack. But they have knights have 120 health. But they're very, very durable. It does throw a lot of arrows and bolts into that farm. Knights now streaming on in. Does get inside the town center. It's fine that he doesn't have his villagers working. He has a superior number of villagers by far. Villagers are crossbow advancing forward, trying to get some good shots on these knights. Does take out a farm there. Takes out a villager there. I'm not sure Red could advance forward. It's nice. He has a very, very good number of knights. 17 to 16. Yeah, he has more knights than his opponent has crossbowmen, so he should be able to overwhelm it no problem. Crossbowmen backing on off. Going to get overran by these knights. Knights, of course, can out pursue them. We have some camel riders here. There's a lot of bolts there. Camels do get some hits there on those knights now. And these knights start to engage these various forces. There are already overwhelming signs force, and these crossbowmen will go down. Now there's going to be a huge wave of knights to crush these various forces. He does back out the game. It was no... He just failed villagers, producing villagers in my opinion, and then just sort of snowballed from there. By the way, this is Grade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.